Have you heard of the animal with the body of a warthog, ears of a rabbit, and nose of a pig? What if I told you that this beast weighs as much as an adult human? Have you guessed it? Hi everyone, I'm Corey, and today we're talking about the aardvark. Today we are venturing to Central and Southern Africa, the home of the aardvark. The aardvark gets its name from the Afrikaans language spoken in South Africa. The word translates to earth pig. This is a fitting name, if maybe a little on the nose, for something that looks vaguely pig-like and digs into the earth. Despite being incredibly interesting and unique, surprisingly little is known about the aardvark. They are notoriously shy and elusive, which makes them difficult to study. But the aardvark cannot be overlooked. Besides being adorable, they also play a very important role in their ecosystems. On all fours, this beautiful beast is as tall as a full-grown Labrador dog. From head to tail, it measures 2 meters. This means that it would have trouble fitting through a standard doorway. Aardvarks have massive claws that they use to dig into the ground. They may also use their claws in self-defense against predators, although they prefer flight over fight. When an aardvark has no escape, it will lie on its back or stand on its hind legs to claw at the threat. Like other anteaters, aardvarks have long worm-like tongues of up to 30 centimeters or 12 inches that are used to pull ants and termites from their nests. The aardvark has rabbit-like ears that are used in thermoregulation. The large surface area of the ears help the aardvark expel heat during hot days to maintain a healthy body temperature. An added bonus of having big ears is that aardvarks have an amazing hearing ability. This comes in handy when they need to listen for signs of predators. There is no denying that the aardvark is an odd but adorable creature. We give it a 7 out of 10 on our cuteness scale. Let us know what you rate the aardvark in the comments below. Aardvarks are found in many different habitats across Africa. They can be found in grasslands, savannas, forests, and even semi-arid habitats like the Nama Karoo of South Africa. The only natural areas without aardvarks are the very rocky areas that are difficult to dig in, and the 2 major African deserts, the Namib Desert in Namibia and the Sahara Desert in Northern Africa. While they do eat small amounts of plant materials, aardvark mostly survive on a diet of ants and termites. This diet of juicy bugs supplies the aardvark with much needed water. They are rarely, if ever, seen drinking water. Aardvarks spend 5 to 9 hours a night foraging for food. They commonly walk up to 3 kilometers or 2 miles a night. In Uganda, aardvarks have been recorded walking nearly 15 kilometers in one night. Aardvarks have bad eyesight, so they rely on their excellent sense of smell to find food. In fact, they have one of the best smelling abilities in the animal kingdom. When looking for food, aardvarks push their snouts up against the ground to smell potential ant and termite nests below the surface. Once they have found a nest, they will dig into it using their long claws. They then stick their long tongues into the chambers to catch the ants and termites. Saliva on the aardvark's tongue causes the insects to stick to it. This makes it easier to retrieve from the nest. Insects are usually swallowed whole and are ground down in the aardvark's muscular stomach. Any soil that was eaten unintentionally will be pooped out. Aardvarks are adapted for a life of digging. Their huge claws enable them to dig into hard soils. They use their front feet to dig into the soil and then scrape the soil back using their hind legs. Big claws are an obvious advantage for a digging animal, but the aardvark has a few other adaptations that make it a master at digging. Aardvarks have whisker-like bristles on their snout that help them sense obstructions in burrows as they feed or dig. They also have a thick layer of hair in their nostrils that help them keep dust out of their nose as they dig into the soil. Aardvarks have long and thick eyelashes that help them keep soil and dust out of their eyes. They also have a protective layer of keratin over their eyes that protects it from getting scratched or bitten. Keratin is the protein commonly found in hair, nails, horns, and hooves. Aardvark are able to turn their ears individually, and this helps them keep dust out of their ear canal. Besides dust and dirt, the aardvark is also exposed to angry ants that can cause painful bites. This is the reason why many ant-eating animals only feed briefly at a nest before they move on. But not the aardvark. The aardvark has a tough, leathery skin that protects it from painful insect bites. Because of this natural protection, feeding aardvarks are generally unfazed by the attack of vengeful ants. Aardvarks are very shy and elusive animals. They are nocturnal, so they are mostly active at night. During the day, aardvarks can be found sleeping in their burrows. Burrows used for sleeping are different from those used for feeding. Feeding burrows are normally around 50 centimeters deep and very simple. In comparison, burrows used for sleeping are more elaborate. These tunnels are just wide enough for the aardvark to pass through. It can be up to 10 meters long and extend to 3 meters below the surface. Aardvarks don't share burrows and they do not believe in an open door policy. When entering its burrow to sleep, the aardvark will close the entrance up with soil to deter any unwanted visitors. Their burrows are a safe haven from predators like leopards and lions. The stable temperatures and microclimates in the burrow also protect the aardvark from the extreme temperatures and dry climates outside. Aardvarks are the introverts of the animal kingdom. They only come together for very short periods of time in order to mate. During mating, the male will climb onto the female and hold himself in place with his claws. The female, unfazed by the poor guy's best efforts, will continue to feed. This causes him to slip, leaving long scratch marks on her side and back. This may not seem worth it for the female, but 7 months later she gives birth to an adorable baby in her burrow. The mother will care for her cub in the burrow for a few weeks before it emerges above the ground for the first time. The cub will continue to nurse on its mother for about 6 months, after which it will start digging its own burrows and feeding on its own. Given its love for termites and ants, you may be forgiven for thinking that the aardvark is related to other anteaters, like those from South America. However, genetic testing revealed that the aardvark's closest relative is this spiky animal, the tenrec. Aardvarks and tenrecs, together with their distant cousins, elephant, hyraxes, sea cows, and elephant shrews, make up the Afrotheria, a group of mammals that evolved in Africa. This group shared a common ancestor 100 million years ago. But these are only distant cousins. The aardvark has no close family. It is the only species in its entire order. To really understand how unique they are, consider that humans have 200 cousin species. Rodents have even more cousins, with 2,000 different species of rodents. The aardvark is all alone, and it is incredibly special for it. The aardvark is a keystone species. This means that they play an important role in making their ecosystems function properly. Abandoned aardvark burrows are used by animals like jackal and porcupines for shelter. This is a very important contribution in barren habitats where other forms of shelter are limited. Animals also make use of aardvark burrows to hide from the harsh conditions outside. Mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and insects are known to make use of abandoned aardvark burrows. The aardvark is one of the few mammals that have a symbiotic relationship with a plant. Researchers think that the aardvark cucumber is entirely dependent on aardvarks to spread its seeds. The fruits provide aardvarks with much needed water, and in turn, the aardvark spreads the seeds in its dung. And since the aardvark buries its poop, it creates a perfect nutrient-rich environment for the seeds to germinate. Aardvarks can live up to 18 years in the wild and even longer in captivity, but like most animals, they do face threats. Aardvark meat is considered a luxury in some countries. Aardvark's skin, claws, and teeth are used to make trinkets, such as bracelets and charms. Traditional doctors use their feet and snouts for medicinal purposes. Aardvarks are notoriously difficult to study. There is still so much we don't know about them, and no one is sure how many of them there are. Despite this, the IUCN Red List classifies the aardvark as a species of least concern. This means that they are currently at a low risk of going extinct. The aardvark has a large distribution range, and many are found in protected areas and reserves. This means that they are likely safe from extinction for now. However, there is one threat that continues to get worse and will be a serious danger to aardvarks in the future: habitat loss. Aardvark habitats are being replaced by farmlands throughout Africa. But all is not lost for the Aardvark. Various environmental organizations and initiatives are working to protect the aardvark and other amazing animals. If you are interested in learning more about these initiatives or donating to the cause, check out the links in the description below.